Hey guys, we just got done with another outreach at the Mall of America, and it was so good. We had so many good conversations.
Yeah, so me and Highland were at JD's shoe store. He come back to me and he was like, well, you ready, just to kind of move on from here? And I was like, well, I feel the Lord just really wanting me to talk to this guy. So he's like, yeah, go for it. So I go and I approached Derek. I walked up to him and I had a shoe in my hand, and he's looking at a shoe, and I'm like, hey man, I just felt the Lord just kind of put on my heart, just kind of share part of my story with you. He was actually receptive the whole time. I just shared my testimony, how God had brought me from just a hopeless lifestyle of just addiction and drugs and alcohol, and how it left me so empty. And I just shared, at my lowest point, when I was just broken, is when Jesus really stepped in and revealed himself to me and changed my life forever, and gave me a new heart and his spirit. I got to just share how much God loved him and how he sent Jesus, and just gave him a gospel presentation. And he was just standing there, just very, he just listened. I could tell he was listening. And Highland said as he was praying, he just felt just peace come over that place, and I felt the same thing around the same time. I was just praying beforehand, like, Lord, who do you want me to talk to? And one thing he showed me is that usually if you're asking that, there's somebody within your line of sight that you can talk to.
First girl I went up to, her name was Eddie. I don't believe she identified as a girl. I asked if she needed anything for prayer, and she just said that her life was great and that I could pray for her sister that she would find a boyfriend. After talking with her, I was able to join the other people some of the people that were in the back. A girl was praying for us, and after that she was having a little bit of difficulty speaking and praying. I could tell she felt nervous, and when we went to sit down, we sat down next to each other to take a picture, and I was just able to relate with her about the ways that it's kind of hard, especially in public, that you don't always have the words, but it's great because we can come to our Father and God as our friend and our family, and just speak to him like we would speak to anyone else. She asked me for her number, so we're going to stay in contact. And her name was Molly, which is my cousin's name. And she said I looked like her cousin, so it was great.
Hey everyone, my name is Ryan. I'm a freshman at BGU. Me and Luis over here were praying over Natalie from a distance that she would have the confidence to speak to this person. And as I was praying, walking around, I saw these two people, and immediately I was like, I need to go talk to them. So me and Luis went over down a floor to go talk to them. I mentioned how I am from far away across the country and how I'm here for college at BGU. And we almost immediately found out that they were also Christians, and we ended up praying over them, and they prayed over us. And it was really beautiful with seeing how just committed they already seemed to the Lord, and the joy that was in their hearts, and they just knew that the Lord would provide for them with the needs that they're needing to be met right now. It was my first time ever actually going to an outing like this, so I had a great time, and I'm looking forward to future events.
My name is Luis. I'm also a freshman, at BGU. I would say this was an amazing experience, y'all. I met this lady by the name of Yanette. She goes to school for English, and she has a friend who is also from Congo, so that was an interesting part. And I am from Congo too, so way to go. She says she's a believer, she believes in Jesus Christ, and here's the message from her. She said, the gospel has to be preached now, not later. So now is the time to step up and to go outside and preach the gospel. And when I prayed for her, she said she has a family member in prison, and they're praying that he wouldn't get deported but remain in US, and that's our prayer. And the other lady, 40 years as a Christian, but she kind of give up on the Bible and everything, give up on the Lord. I can't really say much about everything, but I would say this was amazing.
There was a woman who I could tell worked with this organization called Mad Dads, and they do a lot to patrol the streets downtown and elsewhere to help people get out of homelessness, get out of addiction, get resources, things like that. And I asked if she had a story that related to those things. She said, yeah. She would be in jail if it weren't for the pastor at her church who also works with Mad Dads. But she has a child down in Texas that she's gotten somewhat separated from because of her criminal history. And so I asked if I could pray for her with that. And she let me pray for her. She was fighting tears. She's like, I'm working. I'm not supposed to be crying. Thank you so much if you've been praying for us. God is so working. I know a lot of these guys on our team, this is the first time they've done a conversation like this. And so God is working through your prayers not only to reach the lost, but also to work in his children to be sharing Christ with the lost. We'll see you guys later.